What's going on, guys? Bengal again here, coming back at you with another video today, rebuilding the Minnesota Vikings. It's a decent team. There's definitely talent. I feel like their big issue in real life is staying healthy has been a problem for them. I mean, obviously, Danielle Hunter out last year. Dalvin Cook seems like he's always injured. And then we have a tough situation surrounding quarterback Kirk Cousins. Is he our guy long term? Kirk Cousins is definitely an above average NFL quarterback, but he certainly is far from upper echelon. So do we want to stick it out with Kirk Cousins, or maybe we want to go a different way and find a different QB? So let's go ahead, break down this roster at a more complete level, and let's go ahead and make some changes to this team. Irv Smith going down with injury was big as well. But this is a team with a ton of potential. I mean, you look at the running backs, Dalvin Cook and Alexander Mattison are fantastic. Mattison could be rated even higher. It's a great 1-2 punch. He's a really, really good player. And then at receiver, obviously got to love Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. Thielen, a little bit older, so we're going to have to get better at receiver. He's 31, going to be 32. We need more youth at the position. D.D. Westbrook's not fantastic. I like the potential of Amir Smith-Marset long-term. I don't know if he's ever going to feature in this video, though. You got to remember, my real-life opinions have to be put aside a little bit because I have to take what's actually in the game if we're going to rebuild this team. Offensive line is definitely improving. Big hole at right guard. Edric Cleveland having star dev is interesting to me, but we'll see what we can do with him. I think we'll be able to develop him. We need a right guard, though, really, really badly. And Kirk Cousins at this point, 33 years old, normal development now. He's going to be good for right now, or at least okay, but we need to do better than that. So I'm probably going to end up drafting a quarterback. And then defensively, we have to get better defensively. The secondary is so bad. And it's funny because Mike Zimmer invests so heavily in corners and DBs in general every single year, and then somehow there just aren't any. I know the whole issue with Jeff Gladney and like the domestic violence. He's not going to play for the Vikings again. Who even knows what's going to happen with him? So that's, it's something they didn't really foresee happening. He was a first-round pick. But Mackenzie Alexander, Patrick Peterson, super washed. Bashad Breeland, Cam Dantzler. It's not a great group of corners. Dantzler is at least young, although he is quite slow. 87 speed. Might end up moving back to safety or something with that. Harrison Smith is awesome, but he's also 32 now. That's, going to put us in a really tough spot. I don't know why they went out and brought in Sheldon Richardson. They signed Dalvin Tomlinson. They have Michael Pierce, who's coming back healthy. Danielle Hunter's a stud. Everson Griffin is older at this point. So we have a lot of work to do if we're going to make this team super, super successful. But we have the pieces in place that we can build around. So my hopes are high. I don't know how long this is going to take, but over the course of maybe the next 4 or 5 seasons, we're going to see how many Super Bowls we can win. Hopefully, it's at least one. So this first season, I don't know if I'm going to do a ton of trading. I might just have to throw, caution to the wind and say, hey, we're going to go all out. We're going to trade our aging pieces with expiring contracts for picks and try to get better. Because what's the point of being mediocre when you can end up being fantastic? Kirk Cousins, 2 years remaining. He's only going to regress. Huge penalty for moving him. I just can't right now. Cannot get rid of that contract. Even Anthony Barr now is 29. He's never going to be higher than an 80 overall again. Regression sucks. It really does. Some of these players are just not going to be even close to viable. And I don't think the trade interest, I don't think there's going to be a big market for Patrick Peterson at his age or Sheldon Richardson. I'm going to try and trade them for something, but I think the reality is that no team's going to want them. Trading Sheldon Richardson and D.D. Westbrook for a third-round pick from the Lions, just because it's interdivisional trading, and I'm trying to make some people mad in the comments. It's my motivation there. We're going to simulate to the midseason mark. We're going to have to let a lot of these guys go, but we're handcuffed a little bit. Like, Kirk Cousins is not going to lead the team, obviously. His contract, his salary cap penalty just puts us in such a situation where if we were to trade or release him, we would not be able to better the team in any way because we wouldn't have any salary cap space whatsoever. So right now we just have to bite the bullet, keep him on the team, and look to draft or maybe even sign his successor. But it's got to be it's got to be somebody other than Kirk Cousins that's going to take this team to the promised land. Anthony Barr has an expiring contract. He's up to an 80, so he has actually developed a little bit this year, but he'll probably never be an 81 overall, above an 80. I can't give him a contract extension. It's just throwing money away, especially when you see the cap hit of what it would be. If you think I'm going to pay Anthony Barr like $10 million a year, you are out of your mind. Great Viking over the past half decade, right? But we got to move on. Mackenzie Alexander, I don't even want. Everson Griffin, I don't want. Xavier Woods for like 2 years, I might be interested in. I still would probably look to draft a safety if there's a good one available, but it's not going to be Xavier Woods. Jordan Berry, I mean, we don't especially need him. I think signing Chris Herndon would be nice when we can actually negotiate with that, but a lot of these guys are just going to go. I need to get better players. We went 8-9, did not make the playoffs. Let's see. Tom Brady had a crazy year. Jameis Winston did as well. Kirk Cousins was not especially good. We had the 22nd ranked offense in football. Dalvin Cook got the football a lot, was really, really good. Madison maybe not so much. And Olabisi Johnson was the leading receiver on the team. Had the most catches for the most yards and the most touchdowns. Oh, these stats are disgusting to look at. I'm getting out a Minnesota playbook right now. Anthony Barr led us in tackles. Everson Griffin had 13 tackles for loss alongside Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter had 7 sacks. It's too low. 4 picks for Eric Kendricks. Minnesota playbooks are so bad. I'm getting out of this as quickly as possible. I will give you guys a playbook update when I change the playbooks before the start of season 2. We're going to the offseason. I'm not sure what my primary position of need is going to be. Like, obviously, we talked a lot about quarterback, but again, I might look to draft a guard or even a tackle, a receiver, a corner, a safety, another safety, an outside linebacker, another outside linebacker, an edge rusher. We need a lot. Patrick Mahomes won MVP. Saints beat the Browns in the Super Bowl. Von Miller wins Defensive Player of the Year. Trevor Lawrence, Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Jamin Davis, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Jameis Winston, Super Bowl MVP with the Saints. Do you believe in miracles? Do I want to bring anyone back? This is last call. Anthony Barr has regressed down to a 78. Patrick Peterson down to a 75. Mackenzie Alexander's holding strong. Everson Griffin down to a 72. It would be foolish to bring some of those guys back. But Chris Herndon, on like a 4-year deal, if he wants to take a little bit less money, yeah, he doesn't want to sign back. That's okay. I don't really care. I'm certainly not going to bring back Greg Joseph. We need somebody that can kick in the clutch. I think that's also going to help out our record. So we'll see what's available in free agency. Again, looking at just a lot of different positions. And you've watched enough rebuilds probably at this point to know that it's going to be the same guys and free agency one every time. Devontae Adams, stealing him from the Packers actually could be a lot of fun. Teron Armstead's in here. Von Miller. Chris Godwin. Okay, we actually have some options. More options than usual. But per usual, I'm not really going to be signing older players because I don't see the value in watching someone regress. So not an ideal start to free agency. We got Jack Fox, so we have a punter signed for the foreseeable future. Chris Barnes declined my contract, which means that we are not going to get an upgraded linebacker. And Chris Godwin also rejected my contract, which means our huge free agency included a punter, and that's it. Devontae Adams is still in here. All right. I mean, I'm going to offer him a contract for sure. I wish I could do a little bit cheaper here. If Devontae Adams wants to leave the Packers and join Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, come on down. I'll take Devontae Adams. And Devontae Adams has gone from the Green Bay Packers to the Minnesota Vikings. That is quite an addition to this team. And now our receiving core just is going to be Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Adam Thielen until he retires. And it's NFL draft time. I might do some trades in the draft. I don't know what the cap penalty for trading Kirk Cousins in the draft will be. Of course, I'm going to check out the draft board before deciding to trade up or down. But we need quarterback. Cameron Graff looks very, very good. This is a sick-looking receiver. Austin Bernard out of Auburn. He's going to be awesome. He might be the #1 player in the class. He's one of the better receivers I've probably ever seen in Madden 22. Tony Davis looks like a crazy good athlete. I'm intrigued. I might draft Tony Davis. Damian Carter's a player I like a lot. A little bit older, coming out of Louisville, but great athlete. A- finesse moves. At the back end of the first round, or even into the second, if I can get Damian Carter, I think we would have our edge rusher of the future on the other side of Daniil Hunter. Luke Person's an interesting player. Safety. Ran the fastest time of all the strong safeties, although it's not, blazing at 4.5 flat. It's a good time for someone that's 5'10", 208. It's an interesting player. Where does he actually fall on the board here? Down the board a little bit. Okay. I think what I'm going to do, based on the players I potentially want in this class, and there are some really good receivers, by the way. Doesn't really make sense to get them, but there are some really, really good receivers. I think it makes sense to trade down from 12 to see if we can get like a value that allows us to have 2 picks in the 20s. If I can do that somehow, I think I'm going to be very, very happy with our draft. But that means I am probably going to have to trade down. I am curious to see what this receiver's overall is going to be. Cameron Graff goes to #1 overall. And the receiver is an 89. Austin Bernard out of Auburn. Yeah, he's pretty sick. We're trading number 12, number 76, and a 4th rounder next year for number 16 and number 37. And 16 still gives me a point where I can trade back from. So I think I'm going to continue to trade back. Like, Luke Person definitely looks pretty good. No argument there. I think that'd be a really good starting strong safety for us. Harrison Smith can go back to free safety. I want Tony Davis. He's a late first-round guy. His overall is not going to be crazy. But if we can get a good development trait, we'll be able to develop him, and he'll be awesome in Kansas City playbook. And I also really, really want Damian Carter. I think we can get him at the top of the second, although I'm not super confident about that. But if we can get... If we can get Luke Person and then... Ooh, I don't think we're going to be able to. I think we just have to focus on getting Tony Davis. So I think I'm going to move down from 16 to like 22 or something like that. Trading down from number 16 to number 25, and then up from 92, that's a 3rd rounder next year, and 108 this year for number 34. So again, we're getting a bunch of picks at the back end of the first round and the top of the second to get the players that I want. And I know it's already starting to get convoluted, but I may end up trading up from 25. I hope that I don't have to, but I may end up doing that to just guarantee getting Tony Davis. But as you can see, we have picks at number 25, number 2 in the second, 5, and 12 in the second as well. So I'm really, really, really focusing on getting ammunition. So if I need to move up, it's going to be very, very easy to do so. But Tony Davis, I would say, is the #1 guy I want right now. There goes Luke Person, 78 overall, strong safety. We knew he was going to be a good player. We just had to focus on, I think, more important players for the rebuild right now. And there goes Tony Davis. Why does he go so early? Why is he going so early? Washington football team snags him. Oh, that's so annoying. That's so annoying. He's only a 74 overall, but if he's got a good development trait, it would be a phenomenal pick. This is off to a brutal start. Okay, trading number 25 this year, a 6th this year, a 5th next year for a 1st and a 3rd next year from Pittsburgh. I'm hoping that the draft class will be a little bit better, but I'm comfortable with where we are. We've missed out on a couple of the guys that I wanted. Well, I guess really one guy. I really only wanted the quarterback. But I think things are going to turn up from here. I'm taking Damian Carter at the top of the 2nd round. Not going to trade down anymore. I don't think. But Damian Carter, absolutely. Number 12 in the class. Normal dev sucks. for a 23-year-old. Oh, he's good. 84 speed, 82 finesse moves. The normal dev just sucks to see so much. I think I'm actually going to take an offensive lineman. I think I am. Joe Richardson. Early second round guy. Looks pretty good though. A little slow, but young. Great everything besides 40. Joe Richardson, right guard. Hidden development. Love to see it. They say it's a reach. Super happy with this pick. 73 overall is good. That's going to start immediately. Hidden development at offensive line. Fantastic. Can't even upgrade that. Pass block's real bad. And yeah, we're going to run the ball a lot then, I guess. Trading a second this year for a second next year straight up with the Giants. Hoping they're going to be pretty bad. This is, I feel like it's probably gone about as poorly as any draft I can remember. Just because, like, we traded back, we missed some guys that I wanted, or missed one guy that I wanted. And I don't know, we just did a lot of trading down, didn't really take a lot of picks. I like the look of Shane Shaughnessy here, though. Early second round guy. He'll probably be like a 72 or 73 overall. He's got good accuracy. He's got a cannon of an arm. Looks pretty athletic. Shane Shaughnessy, are you the answer? Probably not. He's ranked number 33, so the highest overall non-first rounder in the class. In terms of ranking. So he's the highest overall early second round true talent guy we could have gotten. Normal dev, though, really sucks. He definitely looks pretty good. He is as good as Kirk Cousins right now. That's a disaster. You know what? It wasn't that crazy of a draft. It wasn't that crazy of a draft. I do want to just see the development trait of the quarterback we missed on. Now that I'm thinking about it, he was really the only player that I wanted to draft that we didn't get. Tony Davis has normal dev. I'm way more happy about it now. That really wasn't too bad of a draft. That was a lot of preparing for next year was all that was. Now, I considered Luke Person in the sense that I knew he was going to be good just based off the way he looked. He looks better than I thought he would have looked, by the way. 92 speed is really good. And it's funny that I'm like, we're not going to get him because I'm going to draft the quarterback, and then we didn't even do that. Only star. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. That draft, I think, I wanted to get down on myself a little bit, but it really wasn't too bad. Also, the fact that the right guard we drafted, I moved him to right guard now. He's left guard. Joe Richardson's also a scheme fit is great. We're just building that all agile tackle or offensive line group. Now, Christian Darrisaw doesn't exactly fit that mold first round pick of the Vikings this past year. He's a really good athlete though. So I'm kind of shocked to see him be so low for agile, but okay. Our receiving core, that's right. We got Devontae Adams. And you know what? I'm probably going to start Shaughnessy right away. I thought about trading Kirk Cousins in the draft. He has a $45 million cap hit. The only team in the league that could afford him was the Jets. He's got very, very, very minimal trade value. This is the last year of his deal. I'm going to trade him like right now. It's unfortunate. There are teams with interest in Kirk Cousins. No one can even come close to affording him. I'm going to try and maybe trade him at the midseason mark. That's my last-ditch effort. I will look to take on a big contract in exchange, but Shane Shaughnessy is going to start. So that's the most Irish name I've ever heard. Maybe throw an O in front of Shaughnessy. Shane O'Shaughnessy. And that'd be very slightly more Irish, but wow. He's checking all the boxes. The team has actually not changed a ton since season 1. We added Devontae Adams. We added a new right guard who I'm really happy with. Hopefully he has superstar dev. And then defensively, we picked up a new right end. We lost Anthony Barr. That's pretty much it. But otherwise, the defense stays pretty much the same. Corners are still really bad. I'm doing my best. Maybe I'll trade for one. I need a team to have slightly more cap space, but it's just not going to happen. Kirk Cousins is just putting my team in a rough spot. Ooh, the Jets, who only had red interest on Kirk Cousins, now have green. Trouble in paradise with Zach Wilson. Kirk Cousins is headed to the Jets. I do not care. Now, the big problem with them, of course, is they don't have a cornerback I'm interested in. JoJo Thomas is good, but he was a first-round pick this past year. I'm not going to trade for him. Trading Kirk Cousins, a first rounder this year, number 23. I can't remember if that's our pick or somebody else's. A third round pick next year, and I'm trading for Connor McGovern and projected number 7 next year. Connor McGovern was just to make the trade work for cap. I really just wanted the pick. Some interesting players to re-sign here. We have Alexander Madison, who's probably going to be more expensive than I want him to be. That's about true. Irv Smith, Dalvin Tomlinson, who's 28 now. Garrett Bradbury, who's 27 now. That's crazy. That's old rookies for you, I guess. I still probably want him long term. We'll offer him a 5-year contract. Garrett Bradbury returns to be our starting center. Dalvin Tomlinson, I don't really want for more than a 2-year deal, so 2 years works just fine for me. And he is back. And then Irv Smith Jr. I want forever. Can I sign a 100-year contract? No, we'll bring him back for 6 years. Irv Smith Jr. returns. And Madison is back as well. I think I gave him a 5-year deal. So our running backs are locked up. I don't know if that was the best use of our funds to bring some of those guys back, but it's going to keep the team at least decent for now. I should trade Adam Thielen. I'm probably not going to, but I should trade him. We are into the playoff. Kansas City playbook, by the way. We'll check out the stats here for year 1. And I think Tom Brady threw for almost 6,000 yards. But I think we maybe found our franchise QB at the back of the draft. Actually, maybe he was what, a 3rd round pick? So not that far down. He's only a 75 overall, playing up to a 76. He looks pretty decent. I don't know that he's our franchise guy, but, you know, he had a decent year. Nothing crazy, conservative, but, you know, we'll take it. Dalvin Cook, great year. 20 touchdowns, 1,600 yards, 5 per carry. Devontae Adams at 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson was awesome as well. Adam Thielen, useless. He really didn't do anything. There's no point in keeping Adam Thielen. Troy Dye led our team in tackles. That's a problem. Also had 10 tackles for loss. There we go. Daniel Hunter, 16 tackles for loss and 18 sacks. And look at this, though. The rookie, Damian Carter, 14.5 sacks. That might win him Defensive Rookie of the Year. That might get him up to star dev. He was awesome. Interceptions, only 2 for Eric Kendricks, and Miles Bryant led the way. Let's see if we can beat the Cardinals in the playoffs. I should also check out my rookie right guard's dev trait, as we lost to Minnesota. So our offseason starts right now. Great. What is his dev trait? It's probably going to be star. I'd love superstar. Probably going to be star. And it is star. We should see some dev trait upgrades as well at the end of the year. Justin Jefferson, I'm going to say, has a chance to go up to superstar X Factor. The big one I want to see is Damian Carter going up to star. That'd be very nice. Chiefs won the Super Bowl 45-14 over the Cowboys. I feel like we've seen that a ton in franchise. Mahomes with the Super Bowl MVP. Alvin Kamara won MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Joey Bosa, Defensive Player of the Year. Shane Shaughnessy and Damian Carter, Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Both Vikings. Love to see it. Will any actually be upgraded? I want to say I doubt it, but I suppose it's possible. And I'd love to see star dev for, I mean, the quarterback too, although I doubt it for him. He stays normal. Justin Jefferson does go up to superstar X Factor. I got to trade Adam Thielen. And then star dev for Damian Carter. Love to see that. Our defense needs a big upgrade, though. The offense is coming along. This is not the mega realistic rebuild that I'll do for the Vikings down the line. I will do a realistic rebuild for the Vikings. Real draft prospects, that's that type of thing where I wouldn't trade Adam Thielen and probably not even Kirk Cousins either. But in this fantasy land, get Adam Thielen out of here. I'm going to trade him for whatever value that I can. I'm going to let all these guys walk. Let's sign a big player too in free agency. Trade Adam Thielen and draft some studs, and this team's going to be right back in contention. Big 12-5 year, but we can do even better than that. We can do even better than that. Tyreek Hill is here. Don't need him. Deron Payne would be very nice. Now, we do have Michael Pierce and Dalvin Tomlinson. You'll notice that Michael Pierce is getting worse. Dalvin Tomlinson will be 30 and 29 years old, respectively. 26-year-old Deron Payne is a huge upgrade. Sean Murphy Bunting has to be the one. Absolutely has to get a contract. Wow, that's so bad. I didn't get Deron Payne. I didn't get Sean Murphy Bunting. I gave them both a lot of money too. Both said no. We got Juwan Johnson, backup tight end. We needed at least SMB. Didn't get him. We got Bryce Callahan. We got Younghoe Koo. Isaiah Oliver rejected. Bryce Callahan is 31 or 32. He's not going to be on the team long term, but we are trying to compete right now. So signing a veteran that can just start and play well is going to be good. He's a slot corner. I'm still looking to address corner. Still looking to address safety. I just saw that Harrison Smith is not there anymore. Harrison Smith retired. I mean, as soon as we, like, you know, patch up one wound, another one opens. Not enough band-aids in the world right now. Okay, there he is. Dion Parham out of Ohio State. Early first-round guy. Look where he is. 4th round. That's our 3rd-round pick, without question. Unfortunately, not a good quarterback class, so we're going to keep rocking out with the guy we have at quarterback still, which is Shane Shaughnessy. I'll be honest, just doesn't really seem like a great draft class. Just doesn't. Also, how do I only have 1 first-round pick? I thought I had 2 for sure. I maybe traded our first rounder for a first rounder next year. Honestly, now that I've done that, happy about it. Because this draft class is pretty disappointing. At number 17, I'm hoping that there's the corner that I looked at that's available. And he is not. Jonathan Harris is quite good. Doesn't really fit the scheme so much, but is clearly best player available. Charles Robinson I also liked. He's a more athletic linebacker. I could probably start him right away. He would be a reach at this current spot, but he definitely looks pretty good. I think Jonathan Harris just looks too good. I'm going to take him here at 17. We're going to play a really attacking group of linebackers, and Jonathan Harris offers us some pass rush. He's the number 3 player in the class at 78 overall. Star better development. Love this pick. Not the best scheme fit in the world, but the block shedding and the tackling is actually pretty high. The coverage is going to leave a lot to be desired, but he's not going to be a bad outside linebacker for us. Trading number 41 and a 6th to move up to 34. Trading up in the draft for a change. I just don't want this player to slip past us. And even if we have to scroll down a little bit to get to him, and Jeremy Fitzpatrick looks okay as well. But the guy we're taking is middle linebacker Charles Robinson. Crazy good athlete. Pass coverage archetype I thought was really interesting. So Charles Robinson's my pick here. 73 overall, star better development. Awesome pick. He is 23, but maybe he's got superstar dev. Probably a star. 88 speed. Block shedding's the same as the outside linebacker that we took. He's just a little bit better in coverage. I like the pick, though. I'm really happy with our draft so far. I think he's going to be great. He's going to be playing outside linebacker for us. His overall might even jump up slightly. And we'll simulate to the 23rd pick in the 2nd round now. And I'm probably going to take the strong safety there. It's a little bit earlier than he's projected to go. But I'm not going to miss him. Like, there's no shot. There's no shot I'm missing out on a player like that. He is just way too good. Dion Parham out of Ohio State. Welcome to the team. And he is a 77 overall, star better development. Ranked number 4 in the class, took him at 55. 93 speed, 80 hit power, 75 zone, 73 man. Acceleration's crazy. Pursuit's pretty good. Tackling's not great. Block shedding's not great. But Dion Parham looks very, very good. And our draft has gone just great so far. And our last pick is going to be Devontae Evans. Supposed to go in the 6th. However, he's a mid-2nd round guy, so he's good depth at the linebacker position at the very least. It's a good pick, but he looks actually really well-rounded. Just a lower overall with normal dev trait, so it's unspectacular. Great draft for us. Really, really good. What was at the top of the board, though? We got the number 1 overall player in the class, actually, in Jonathan Harris, tied for Daryl Garrard, was also a 78 overall. I looked at him, decided against it because of the other safety down the board, who, you know, turned out to be quite good as well. And then the number 1 overall pick was a receiver, Marshall Clark. Looks just solid. 89 speed's a little bit lackluster. This was the corner I was talking about, by the way. Damian Sherwood. Crazy fast. The coverage is really, really bad. This was just not a great draft class if he's an early first round guy. Like, that's just not that great. Only a star dev. Glad I missed him. Cam Robinson, it's not Cam, it's Charles Robinson, already playing up to a 74 overall, 75 overall at outside linebackers. We saw that. So I wish I would have checked the other guy. Was he a left outside linebacker? Because if I had to go back in and change the other position, I'm gonna be slightly annoyed. Okay, he was. Damian Carter already up to 90 finesse moves. Yeah, we're looking real good. Defense is coming along. It's not there yet. Secondary is still bad. Players are regressing like Eric Kendricks, but we're looking a lot better. This team's one that can be really competitive, I think, and I am really excited for season number 3, I guess it would be. 2-4 at the midseason mark. Not exactly ideal. We have a tandem breakout. This is always super misleading because, like, it's never for players to actually break out. It's very frustrating. Big free agents. Justin Jefferson. He's going to get a big deal. He's going to get a big deal. We'll give him 6 years too. Not that it's going to matter over the course of this video, but we're going to do it. Danielle Hunter. We're going to give a 5-year deal to him. Want him back long term. Okay, so we got our 2 big guys. Some of the rest of these guys are a little bit in the air. Like, I'll probably get Dantzler and Cleveland back just because of their age. Dantzler has had 72 zone coverage the entire time. The CPU just does not upgrade zone. There's no balance to his game at all. All right, we got Ezra Cleveland and Cam Dantzler back. I don't want Xavier Woods. Need to continue to improve. Michael Pierce is 30. I'll probably give him a 2-year deal. And then, who was it that said they wanted more money? Eric Kendricks wants more money. He's 31. He's getting worse every year. I don't really want to give him more money. We actually made the playoffs. We won the division. How did that even happen? We were just not even close to on track to make the playoffs. And all of a sudden, we just won every game. Not quite every game, but the first part of the season was really rough, and then just straight wins pretty much. Actually, 3 wins after week, or 3 losses after week 11, but a lot of wins in there. We did what we needed to do, won the division, made the playoffs. Huge turnaround. Show me some amazing dev traits. We only drafted defensive guys, right? I don't really remember drafting anyone on offense. Yeah, I don't think we got anyone on offense. And then defensively, show me at least a superstar. 0. Parham has star. Robinson has star. And how is Harris... How is he not played enough to have his development trait revealed? That's insane to me. But so far, the 2 lowest you can get are what we have right now. Shane Shaughnessy still is just not throwing many touchdowns. It's not a bad year. Dalvin Cook was very, very good, even better than last year. Devontae Adams is still amazing. Justin Jefferson was still really good. And then defensively, Eric Kendricks still putting up good numbers. 21 tackles for loss for Damian Carter and 12.5 sacks, which led the team. Danielle Hunter, 11.5. Really good numbers overall. We just need a better secondary that can force more turnovers, I think, is the big thing. We still need to improve on defense. But I think the biggest thing holding us back right now is we beat the Bucks in the wild card round of the playoffs to move on to the divisional. Cowboys in our way. The biggest thing holding us back, though, is a big-time quarterback. I think that's pretty clear. We lose the Cowboys in the divisional. We are close. We're just still about a step or 2 away. Cowboys, Raiders, Super Bowl. That's an interesting one. Do we have 2 first-round picks this year, by the way? Christian McCaffrey, Offensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year. Dexter Bryan, Bucks QB, is Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Jeremy Fitzpatrick of the Texans is the Defensive Rookie of the Year. We do have upgrade players, which means we got some XP at the end of the season for something. Did we get a development trait change for anybody? QB still normal. Nothing changed offensively. What about defensively? Oh, a lot changed. Harris, superstar dev. Did he have it? He must have had it, right? He must have had that. Yeah, he did. So we drafted him with Superstar. Big moves for Jonathan Harris. Charles Robinson got upgraded to Superstar Dev. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Did he? I thought it was somebody else. Well, I'm happy about that either way. I don't care if he actually won it or not. Maybe he did for the NFC, technically, right? And then we see my guy Damian Carter. We drafted him at normal dev. A couple years later, he's up to Superstar. 93 finesse moves. He is awesome. We need to improve the secondary, but other than that, the defense looks great. Eric Kendricks is getting worse. We could use an upgraded D tackle. Those guys are getting worse. But we need that QB pretty badly. Kendricks is down to an 83. It's just not... It's not that good. He's going to re-sign for 2 years, though. It's still probably not worth it. No QBs in here. James Bradbury's 31. I want somebody a bit younger. We don't really need receiver is the thing. Aaron Rodgers is here. He's really good, but I don't think he does anything for us right now, as crazy as that sounds. We got Trayvon Diggs and Grant Delpit. That's a good free agent class, because that addresses corner. Trayvon Diggs is, what, 26 in this now? And Grant Delpit is probably about the same. So cornerback gets upgraded in a big way. He's 26, like that. And then Grant Delpit's going to play free safety, or maybe I'll even move Parham over. We didn't really pay either of those guys that much. So we're not really tied down to them, but they're good guys to have there if I can't get anybody better long term. And I'm just comfortable where we are. Like, we could offer Aaron Rodgers for like a year, still look to draft a QB. Maybe I'll do that, but I don't know that he's going to want to sign for super cheap. I don't know that we have the money to offer him a whole lot more. And we got Aaron Rodgers. So guess what? We stole Devontae Adams earlier, and now they're going to reunite. We are just the Minnesota Packers at this point. Rodgers will play up to an 86 overall. Who knows how long that's going to last? How weird does that look? Rodgers and Devontae Adams in Vikings purple. We're number one, pretty cool. I like when receivers and running backs and corners wear number one, or single digit numbers. But I don't know how I feel about the number rule overall. NFL draft time. Still looking at corner, safety, quarterback. We pick at number 10. I'm not afraid to move up. We should have 2 first-round picks, right? I think I set us up. Yeah, I set us up for the future. Oh, Taylor Baldwin. We got to move up for him. He's slow as anything, but he can throw. And that's what we need. I'm sorry. My dude's name is Crisscross? Is there another tight end in the class named Applesauce? That can't be his name. Because he's going to go out in the field. They're going to know what route he's running every time. It's just going to be crisscross. It's going to be mesh every time. That's one of the most ridiculous names I've seen in the class so far. Any draft class this year. That's insane. All right, this is a really good linebacker class. Really good linebacker class. He's an early first rounder. Well, we need to replace Eric Kendricks. We're going to be able to. Lions took a corner, 79 overall. I got to trade up. You know what's a shame? We didn't even talk or consider the possibility of Kellen Mond. I liked him quite a bit coming out of Texas A&M. I think he could end up being okay, but this was a Shane Shaughnessy rebuild, and now I'm trying to trade him. Shane Shaughnessy's on the move. Trading a first rounder this year, number 25 overall, a second rounder next year to move up to number 2. I love my non-mobile quarterbacks. I like to be a statue in the pocket, and that's exactly what we're drafting. Taylor Baldwin out of Tennessee. This is Peyton Manning. Welcome to the team. He has got normal development. We traded a 78 overall normal dev QB for a 78 overall normal dev QB. He's 2 years younger, so the potential is higher. How is he the number 3 overall player in the class? And he's got normal dev. He's got normal development. You're killing me. Delvin Stallings. It's a tough choice to see what middle linebacker I want. Like, Terrence Mason seems to be the most athletic, but he's not the highest overall middle linebacker. Wes Morrison is an early first rounder, and Lewis Burke is also an early first rounder. So what do I want? The higher overall guy, or the guy with maybe the higher ceiling because he's a freak athlete? In Terrence Mason, he is 23 compared to the 21 of the other guys. I probably want the better guys, I think. I don't know. Terrence Mason's available. So is the other quarterback, by the way, Mark Langford. I am tempted. I'm tempted. The reason I'm tempted in this fantasy rebuild, I'll take two QBs if I want to, is because if he has better than normal, which he probably does, he's already going to be worth the pick. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It seems crazy, but I want a better than normal dev QB. And we can trade the other one. I'm taking Mark Langford. He's also got normal dev. No, you gotta be kidding me, dude. How wild is normal dev running? Again, it's running rampant. This is ridiculous. Trading a first rounder next year, a second rounder this year, a fifth rounder this year, move up to 16. And then I'm going to move up from 16 to 11. I'm going to take the middle linebacker. I cannot believe I took two quarterbacks and they both have normal dev. I thought the only reason I took two QBs because I'm like, what are the odds that two quarterbacks back to back have normal dev? I'm like, next to none. Unreal, really. Trading number 16 in Kellen Mond for number 11. I'm taking the middle linebacker. If he has normal dev, I'm gonna lose it. He's not the highest overall middle linebacker in the class. I want to put that out there right away. I know he's not. Wes Morrison and Lewis Burke are at least ranked higher, but he looks the best. 4.42 speed. I'm drafting it. Number 12 in the class. 76 overall. Does have star better development. He looks awesome. Coverage is not great. The rest is really, really good. And I mean, that's the last pick I can really make. This was quite a draft. It's been quite a rebuild so far. It's been a weird one. I feel like I'm usually far more effective and productive, but this has just been a little bit of a weird one. I'm trading a 4th, 6th, and Eric Kendricks for a second round pick next year from the Giants. I might as well go all in on the insanity at this point, right? Which I'm somewhat apologetic for, but you know, we'll do a realistic rebuild later. I'll correct some of these wrongs for the Vikings. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about it. Eric Kendricks is just going to get worse, so might as well start the rookie I just drafted. But let me see these rookies, okay? So the middle linebackers, Devin Stallings was a 76, or Delvin. He's playing up to a 78. See his dev trait. You can always see their dev trait if you go into edit player and then over to traits. I don't do this for any of the rookies. He's superstar X Factor. What do you know? Oh, what do you know? That's interesting. But I just like to be surprised for my players, but I'm never going to see these guys again. Wes Morrison's normal. There's Lewis Burke. And then we drafted the other one. So we drafted the worst overall, even though they're all 76. Morale is just affecting some of these guys differently. He's only star. How is there a superstar X Factor, dude? He went at number 8. Oh, so I would have had to move up for that guy. Oh, I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. Well, I guess I did trade up for the quarterback, but nah, I'm cool with that. I'm excited to see what Mason's dev trade is. We'll see at the, well, maybe in the midseason mark, not even the end of the year. Probably look to do maybe 2 more years of this. We have Aaron Rodgers at QB. This is unlike any other rebuild I've done this year. It's been very odd 5-2 at the mid-season mark. Trevor Lawrence is up to a 94 overall superstar X Factor. I'm excited to see this middle linebackers depth trait. Do I know it's going to be star? Pretty much. But there's a small chance that maybe, just maybe it isn't. And he's a superstar. Oh, I made the right move. He's a little bit older, but this was the right move over Eric Kendricks, 100%. 91 speed. Definitely looks really good. All right. I'm more content now. We didn't draft the superstar X Factor middle linebacker, but we never had the opportunity to, really. We got the next best thing. Even if we whiffed on the QBs, we got the next best thing. We've got a bunch of, well, maybe not a bunch. We got some decent free agents at the midseason mark. I kept saying I was going to trade Adam Thielen, but here he is. I didn't do it. You know, it just wouldn't have been right. I wouldn't have been able to go to sleep tonight knowing I traded Adam Thielen away in a video game. Christian Darrisaw, I will look to extend, though. We do have a lot of money. Darrisaw is back long-term. Aaron Rodgers is a weird one. I'm going to see how this season goes. I don't know if I can give all this money to Devontae Adams. This is a lot of money. He wants a lot more. At 31, going to be 32 years old, he's not going to get a lot more. So I'm not sure where we are on that. We are 5-2, though. We saw that our middle linebacker had superstar Dev. I'm kind of refreshing my memory. I took a break for dinner. But now we about to eat on the game, bro. I don't know. Let's just see what we can do. Playoff time. Aaron Rodgers needs to carry us to the playoffs. This is just like Brett Favre. It's Brett Favre all over again. I didn't even realize that. It's Brett Favre all over again. Packers fans, crushed. Vikings fans, rejoice. Because we're going to the playoffs. We're going to win 12 games. Right? 12 games. 13 games. And our available salary cap is $1 million. That's going to change, though. Patrick Mahomes crushed. What's going on with the offense? Did I not change playbooks? These are atypical numbers. I guess I don't. That's weird. Dalvin Cook is still killing it. 12 touchdowns for Alexander Mattison. Devontae Adams was great. Justin Jefferson had 11 touchdowns. Not a whole lot else going on. And then defensively, Charles Robinson had a ton of tackles. 121 for Terrence Mason, too. Great year for him. 20 tackles for loss for Damian Carter, who also had 12.5 sacks. Second on the team behind Daniil Hunter with 13.5. 3 picks for Cam Dantzler, 2 for Trayvon Diggs and Deion Parham. And then forced fumble. I mean, that doesn't really matter. I feel like we're not in Kansas City playbook. These are not the usual numbers you would see in the playbook. I mean, maybe because Aaron Rodgers is old. I don't know what's going on. Look at this, though. 399 overall superstar X Factor players on offense. Like, we're doing pretty well. Terrence Mason now playing up to an 82, which is exactly what Eric Kendricks was. So Kendricks, who wouldn't have developed, is now in the same spot probably as our rookie, who's a decade younger. I never changed it to KC. I thought I did. Maybe it didn't save. Maybe I backed out too quickly. I got KC now. The fact that we went 13-4 with a bad offense because I wasn't in the right playbook, I probably hindered the development of our rookie QB, Shane Shaughnessy. But the defense was so amazing that it really didn't even end up mattering. Divisional against Washington football team. They went 10-7, but they've got a pretty decent team. We beat them, though, 34-17. 1 game away from the Super Bowl. You know what? We're going to jump in here against Dallas and see some of these players out there on the field. We're only 2 overall higher. But with Aaron Rodgers, with Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, our offense theoretically should be unstoppable. The defense is coming along. So I've got high hopes for this team. Dallas on the board first. Now 14-0. Our defense needs to hold strong, and our offense needs to wake up. And it looks like we finally are. 13-21 now. Dallas extends their lead, and again, 24-13. Our offense needs to score. Nah, this game's over. Just way too little too late. I should have jumped in probably way earlier, but this is not the final season. Do not fret. We're going to come back and try to win the Super Bowl next year. I can promise you We're going to do our best. I can't promise results, obviously, but unfortunate loss there in the conference championship. So close, yet still so far. 2024 season recap has the Chiefs beating the Cowboys in the Super Bowl 38-35. Christian McCaffrey wins MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Khalil Mack, Defensive Player of the Year. Packers' new quarterback, Matthew Batson, wins Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year is Manny Michael, not McNeil. Manny Michael. Mikel LaSure, that's who that is for the Lions. Makes sense. I wonder if Aaron Rodgers retired. We have a ton of cap room now. Travis Kelce retired. Chandler Jones is gone. But I'm not seeing any A-Rod. He's probably down to like an 80 though. So do I even really want to bring him back? Down to an 82. Devontae Adams, do you want less money now? I might end up franchise tagging him. Just to try and get him for cheaper. Or well, actually not cheaper, but just to try and get him, you know, locked down. It's 24 million. Just don't want him leaving. We can do better than Aaron Rodgers. You know what? He couldn't win when we needed him to win the most. Couldn't get it done. Dalvin Tomlinson will let walk. Bryce Callahan will let walk. We can always bring some of these guys back in free agency. I never even traded Connor McGovern, by the way. I thought that I had. I guess I forgot to trade him, but we'll see what's available in free agency. We have money. If we have a decent quarterback that we can sign in free agency, I'm probably going to end up going that route. It just depends who's available. Budda Baker, Kenny Clark, Aaron Donald's real old, but this, oh, we have options. Budda Baker cannot be an option. He's got to be the guy. He can't just be something we think about. He's someone we absolutely 100% have to sign. Oh, Damian Carter up to Superstar X Factor, by the way. Okay, so I didn't get Kenny Clark, but I did get Aaron Donald. We were just turning into the Packers. It's a good thing Kenny Clark rejected. We did get Aaron Donald. We did get Budda Baker, and that's huge because Aaron Donald at D tackle on my already really talented defensive line is going to be killer. It's going to be great. He's not going to play right end. He's going to play D tackle, of course. Moving from a 3-4 to a 4-3. He's going to play D tackle. He plays end in the 3-4. So he's naturally still going to play 3 tech, essentially, just not the same position because it's a different front, different look. And we don't really even need to bring back A-Rod anyway because we do have that 79 overall quarterback who's 24 years old. I hope I said 79 overall, not years old the first time. Other one still, same deal, except he's -3 overall. So we don't really need Aaron Rodgers. We don't need him. But you know what? He might be good to have. We got A-Rod back. Nobody wanted him, so we'll take him. We had the money. I figured, why not? I thought I just simulated through the draft. I had like a little mini heart attack, but it wouldn't even matter because we pick at the back end of the second anyway. I'm still gonna look because maybe there's some talent here that can help us. Darrell St. Louis is a pretty awesome name, but I don't think we're gonna be in position to take him. Do we even really need any position? That's the thing. Our offense and defense, I'm very happy with where they are. The O-line is spectacular. The receivers are great. We could use a third one, but they don't really feature in the offense. Running back's great. Quarterback's really the only thing we still could need. And it's like, it's not a super big need, I guess. And then defensively, our linebackers are awesome. Ooh, we could use another corner. We could use a corner. Okay, this is a good corner. Channing Blackburn. Not even the top corner, but he's definitely the best corner in the draft. So I think we lucked out with that a little bit. We're moving up into the first round. Trading our third string quarterback, Langford, a second and a third for number 17, where I plan on taking that corner. And that's pretty much going to do it for the draft for me. But hopefully this guy is all that I think he can be. He looked quite good. So I'm hoping that he's still available, one, and very good too. So let's take him. Channing Blackburn, welcome to the team. CB1, number 7 in the draft. We took him at 17. Good development trade, 80-80 for man and zone. Good speed. Just a really solid pick, I think. I feel like this was a pretty good draft class. There was a 79. Darrell St. Louis goes to the Lions. He looks great. Looks really, really good. I would have traded up for him if D tackle was a bigger need and if we didn't have to move up all the way to number 1. Only a star dev, but he looked fantastic. Ooh, CPU drafted a star better development D tackle. Now the thing is, he's actually not as good as he looks. He's a 72 overall. He's got crazy high strength playing up to it, at least right now. Crazy high block shed. Not much of a pass rusher, but is a great third D tackle. And then Blackburn, it's the last year. I'm going to play the hot hand. I'm going to play him as CB1. I want him to play the most. He'll be in the slot as well, so he's not going to be constantly on the boundary. But I want him to play the absolute most. I have a good feeling about this team. It should be a good team. KC offense and defense. We've built a beast. So it's time for them to actually go out and perform. Got to make sure everyone's in their proper positions. We got our slot cornerback down. Sub linebackers are who they need to be. Rush D tackle, Aaron Donald and Michael Pierce. I like that. Rush right end, Damian Carter. Rush left end, Daniel Hunter. And then slot receiver is going to be Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, and then Adam Thielen. Where's Adam Thielen? Is Adam Thielen on the team? Oh, he's not. Jeremy Forsett. Get Jeremy Forsett out there. Rookie, why not? 4-2 at the midseason mark. Show me a great dev trait for the rookie corner. The D tackle I don't care about, but the corner I want to have something really good. He's got star. Should I move him back to CB3 maybe? He's good. He's just not as good as Trayvon Diggs or Cam Dantzler. He's still going to play because he's my slot, so you know what? Yeah, CB3 for him. I love this team. So many scheme fits all over the place too. Just got to continue to play well. I'm not going to worry about re-signing guys. This is probably the final year. So, Deron Payne's on the Eagles too. That's who stolen from us. Shame. Playoff time. I think we're going to be a playoff team without question. That'd be a really sad way to end the video. But we're in the wild card. We went 11-6. Not quite as great as I would have expected. And Aaron Rodgers was excellent. Saw the stats on the right side of the screen. Threw for 5,400 yards, almost 49 touchdowns, 20 picks though. He's really turning into Brett Favre. He is the gunslinger. Rushing, Dalvin Cook was still great, even though he was less featured in the offense. Devontae Adams, 1,500 yards and 17 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson was unreal as well. Irv Smith put up great numbers. Defensively, Charles Robinson was all over the place. 16 tackles for loss for Aaron Donald. Look at these sack numbers. 18 for Daniel Hunter. 16.5 for Damian Carter. And Aaron Donald on the same D-line puts up 10.5. 4 picks for Cam Dantzler. Great stuff there. But I don't want this team to lose in the wild card. We're going to jump in. Pretty close game so far. Down 21-17 now. We retake the lead, 24-21, 27-21. Do I have to jump in? It's 33-21. Offense, please get in the end zone. 1:13 to play, and we are just in cruise mode now. Game over, 39-28. We narrowly escaped the Bucs here in the wild card. Still have to win 3 more if we want it all. 49ers in the divisional. Let's take them down. They are an 87 overall. They're good. We're a 92 though. Pretty close game so far. We're actually down 10-7. We take the lead though, 14-10. And now 21-10. Offense needs to keep the foot on the gas pedal. The Niners just scored so quickly. It is a touchdown game. We take a 2-touchdown, 3-touchdown lead. And that should be all she wrote. 45-24 is your final. Really close game that just got big out of hand in the 4th quarter where we took over. So glad to see that. And we're on to the conference championship. Bears in the conference championship. They've got Tyreek Hill. NFC North versus NFC North. Oh, they suck. They're an 86 overall. They're going to beat us pretty easily, probably, actually. 14-3, 14-6 now. We've just been taking the lead early and just kind of barely holding on. Maybe we'll break out here in the second half and just extend our lead by a bunch, but we're not doing that. We're up by 5. Very odd amount to be up by, but we're going to hold on and win. 20-15. I'll take it. A win's a win, and we're going to the Super Bowl. Let's end this video on a good note. Let's win the Super Bowl. Let's hoist the Lombardi, and let's walk out of here with a huge win. Vikings Bengals. What an interesting Super Bowl that would be. All right, let's see what we can do. Hold on. Since we might not go back into the roster after this game, let's just see development trait changes. Let's upgrade some players. Any changes on offense? No. What about defense? We do have a couple. Superstar X Factor for Charles Robinson. I think we already saw the season stats, right? Am I right about that? I definitely might be wrong. I almost think I'm more wrong than right. I don't know. No, I think I showed it. Yeah, I did. All right, Super Bowl time. They are an 85 overall. We are now up to a 93. Let's end it. Out to an early 10-0 lead here in the Super Bowl. We'd like to see that. Bengals still haven't gotten on the board, and I take that back as they get a field goal. 17-3 though. 24-3 now in the second half. Bengals are fighting, but they are not fighting hard enough. 34-16. We can pretty much just run the clock out now. Got Dalvin Cook in the game. Let's just feed him. And we will snap the ball so we can see just our offense play a little bit. We will step in here, I should say. Dalvin Cook. You really think that spin move is going to be a lot faster than it is. I'm going to go for it. We're going to keep our foot on their throat, but I wanted like a quick little spin back. Didn't do it. 4th and 2. Table route. First down. Just too easy. I made that even too hard for myself, because what we could have done there is have the table and then put, and I really wish I could do like a corner. We don't have that hot route ability, but if we put them on like a deeper out there, it just makes underneath super open. We'll take the first, and that's pretty much the ball game. All right, last play of the game. We're gonna try and score a touchdown here. And I just doing a bunch of spin moves. I thought we had a touchdown easily. All right, whatever. 34-16, that is your final. Super Bowl finally coming home to Minnesota. Finally. The Vikings have made Super Bowls before, have never won. You'd think because they're such an old franchise, they've been around forever. They had the Purple People Eaters, never won a Super Bowl then, and they had a great D-line. Alan Page won an MVP at D-tackle. Carl Eller, one of the more underrated defensive ends ever. Never won with that defensive line. Never won. But finally, here in like 2025, something like that, with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, the Vikings have won a Super Bowl. And Aaron Rodgers did what Brett Favre couldn't do. And you know what? That's the most Aaron Rodgers thing of all time. Just winning a Super Bowl with the Vikings out of spite because Brett Favre couldn't. That's going to do it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
It's insane, I hit it at the park, bend bones. See me high step to the end zone. My life like a game, Nintendo. Playing with the best, let them know. Get off the track, the train's coming through. Yeah, promise you get in my way, then you best believe I'ma just run over you. Yeah, Papa turn, taking it back to the house. Defensive joke, I'm laughing so loud. Speed burst good.